Okay, good morning, good afternoon, everybody. I can see people are still coming in now, but it is 9 o'clock in the UK, so we will get started this morning. So I want to start by saying welcome to today's session. So this is the launch of NCC Education's new business degree pathway programmes in partnership with both Western International College Online and Cardiff Metropolitan University. I'm Rebecca Bewley. I'm the head of partnerships here at NCC. And today I will I will guide you through an overview of the NCC education programmes and the opportunities for your students. I know there's a lot of our accredited partner centres who will be joining us today, and the opportunities that are available for students when they choose to study with NCC. So in particular, today's focus will be on the two programmes. So we have the Bachelor of Science with Honours Business Management delivered by Western International College Online, or WINC, and awarded by the University of Bolton. And we have the Advanced Entry MBA top-up delivered and awarded by Cardiff Metropolitan University. And that's the postgraduate level qualification that we'll be looking at. So we're very fortunate today to be joined by Andrea Steele of Cardiff Metropolitan University, the Programme Manager of the Advanced Entry MBA, and Denise Weir, Head of Business Development at Western International College Online. And they'll both be giving us an overview of the institutions and the programmes. So firstly, today I will kick things off with an introduction to NCC Education's programmes and give some context behind them and the new partnerships that we have. Before we do, just a reminder that today's session will be recorded. So it has started recording, and the session will be available after we've finished. We'll be able to share that with all attendees. If you do have any questions, as this is kind of a live webinar, everyone is on mute for this session, but if you have any questions, please feel free to put those into the chat box, and we'll make sure that we spend some time at the end. So if you have questions throughout, we'll get to all of those at the end and answer those after the presentations. Okay. So just a bit of background about NCC. I know, as I mentioned, there's a lot of our accredited partner centres on the call, but for those who don't know about NCC, we were established back in 1966 by the British government, originally as the National Computing Centre. Since then, we have grown. We've developed a network of over 200 partner centres in more than 60 countries. So we work with a global network of schools, colleges, universities, and provide learners with an affordable route to obtain a university degree and access to British education through a combination of both traditional classroom learning and distance learning. So NCC offers students the opportunity, as I mentioned, to achieve a UK degree in business from your home country, and also has options for students who wish to complete a degree at a university in the UK or overseas, actually on campus. So we do offer that full undergraduate and master's degree pathway in business and computing with our university partners. So the business degree pathway that we are looking at today, as you can see, it's broken down into sort of 4 or 5 years, depending on the route chosen. So NCC Education's Level 4 Diploma in Business is equivalent to the first year of a degree at a university in the UK. So it's 120 credits. And what you can expect to study or cover at this level in this diploma are topics such as communications for business, e-business, essentials of management, and introduction to finance. And the diploma is assessed by both assignment and global examinations, and that one is delivered face-to-face in the classroom through our accredited partner centre networks. Second year, or the equivalent of year 2 of the degree, is the Level 5 Diploma in Business from NCC. This again is 120 credits and covers topics such as financial management, human resources and marketing, and it's where students can start to specialise in their preferred area. They have a choice of 8 topics that they must choose 6 from. Again, it's assessed through assignments and global examinations and taught, delivered through the Accredited Partner Centre. So upon completion of both the Level 4 Diploma in Business and the Level 5 Diploma in Business, students can then progress to a Level 6 top-up for the final year of the UK Bachelor's degree. NCC students are now fortunate to have the opportunity to progress to the Business Management top-up degree offered by Western International College online, or WINC, and that final degree is then awarded by the University of Bolton. So at this stage, I will hand over to Denise, who will give an explanation on the programme in more detail. But I will continue to control the slides, Denise. So I will flick through here.
Thank you, Rebecca. Thank you very much. And thank you for that introduction. Just a quick introduction to myself. I'm Denise Weir, WINC Business Development Consultant, Head of Business Development. So I work with Asif and the rest of the team in WINC Online, to support and help students progress from the WINC programmes to the University of Bolton. I've worked in education for over 30 years, predominantly on the vocational side of delivery of training, but also with some awarding organisations such as Pearson and ATHE as well. So I've got a really strong breadth of how the education system works, both in the UK and internationally. And I actually was having a thought thinking about this morning, and I think it was in 1997 where we actually developed the first foundation degree in business and management many years ago. So things have progressed very much for students these days. So that's really, really interesting. Thank you, Rebecca. Next slide. Just about Western International College, London, or WINC Online. So you'll hear a different version of how we refer to them. They're the distance educational wing of Western International College, which is part of the Knowledge Gate group of institutions. And those institutions cross over many boundaries, such as higher, tertiary, secondary, primary education, as well as colleges and universities. And WINC is part of that multifaceted group, who is owned by an entrepreneur who has developed and wants to offer education to every student, both in the UK and internationally. That's his vision, that is vision. And his vision is also offering education to not only somebody who is young and want to study full time, but those who have currently got careers as well and families, so they've got commitments. And this offer with the top-up degree is exceptionally popular among those who are studying as well as having a career path as well. So who are WINC Online? We are London-based, we are UK-based, but we have an international reach. Our international reach forms over strong partnerships with organisations such as NCC. And what we want to do is offer that strong partnership approach to offer education to every student, wherever they may be and in whichever situation they may be. So these strong partnerships help our learners grow and also help our learners develop their skills and have the opportunity to study a UK university degree. And indeed, that is what our mission is. It's to provide affordable and accredited educational programmes that are recognised worldwide. We do this by investing in our partnerships, investing in our infrastructure, technology, and enabling local students wherever they are to access degree top-up programmes. Our partnership with University of Bolton has been probably not long-standing now. But the University of Bolton is an institution that's recognised worldwide. They provide fast and affordable direct routes, obviously, to degree programmes, both in terms of study within the UK, so on campus, but we also work with them in a strategic way to ensure that students internationally can access a degree top-up programme. We have a great partnership, a great strategic educational vision to offer these, and this offer is exclusively for the partnership developed by WINC and the University of Bolton, this offer. So the programme that we're looking at today is the top-up programme with the University of Bolton, which is the BSc in Business Management. The way the programme is structured, it's over 2 semesters in duration. As Rebecca said, it's 120 credits to study, and that will give, following the level 4 and level 5 diplomas, and then the top-up, the full BSc Honours in Business Management. That's awarded. The students can actually attend in person at the University of Bolton for their graduation. You don't have to attend, but yeah, it is an offer there. The certificate is very identical. Well, it is identical to someone who studies full-time in the UK. And obviously it gives the same potential and lift for students to progress in their career as well. Obviously, the entry requirements, as Rebecca said, is the level 5 in business and management. Some local qualifications may be accepted, but not in this case. This case, we're looking for the level 4, level 5, and then the top-up progression. Just a bit about the structure of the programme. So the 120 credits covers these 5 key areas, which is strategic management, international HRM, e-commerce, logistics, and then a dissertation. As you can see there, they're all assessed by a case study and presentation, or producing some work and presentation. And obviously the dissertation is 8,000 words, and that's a dissertation in oral defence as well. Some of the advantages for students to study in this way, and especially for international students, there's obviously no need to travel to class. So you can attend class wherever you are in the world, and the recordings are always available to review. But it gives greater diversity and breadth to the top-up programme, because students who have got a career can actually attend whenever they need to. There is also, obviously, you don't have a problem with visa or relocation because of the facility to access this programme anywhere in the world.
I think that's just to jump in there, Denise, that's a really key point, isn't it? Especially after the last few years, not seeing the same kind of levels of disruption if, things happen, because you're able to access it from anywhere in the world. It's definitely important nowadays.
It certainly is. It certainly is. And of course, the top-up is delivered by the University of Bolton. It's not delivered by WINC Online. So it is a degree programme, so we have to make sure that everything's in place and it's really rigorously taught and delivered. And it's taught by the replication of chalk and board. So it's synchronous. Unlike most distance learning, and it's audio and video interacted in real time. So there'll be sharing of PowerPoints and there's interactive tools. And obviously it's distance delivered, but it's not distance learning. There is always somebody on there to mentor you. There's a tutors are there available. It's delivered by a Moodle. So it is like real-time classroom, but remotely, if you like. And the resources to support delivery, obviously, because of it's a university programme, there'll be initial joining instructions to support and download and use the Zoom Live, because that's how it's delivered. There'll be support using the Moodle framework for the resources and the assignments. Obviously, Turnitin's integral into that programme as well. There's access to all students to online resources and the study skills support, which is really, really important in any learning programme. And there's synchronous live delivery of lectures, so they can be recorded and recalled by the students and used for future reference as well. There's one-to-one office hours support as well, and there's also a thorough induction covering all aspects of the university programme. So that maybe should have been first in the list, because that induction provides the structure for moving forward with a degree top-up.
Yeah, I think those inductions are always the most important bit. It's figuring out how to use a Moodle, use Zoom. Sometimes that's an extra class in itself, isn't it?
And for the students, I think it's really important that they know the logistics of the programme. We've tried to make the access to the programme as flexible as possible for students, and there's intakes in January, May and September. Now, those key dates are very strict because it's a university programme. So if you miss those intake dates, obviously you can't join later. You would have to join in the next intake. But it's really important that they understand there's 3 intakes. You know, we look at vocational learning, we look at the delivery of the diplomas through that foresight, and have structured those 3 intakes for a bit more flexibility for students. The admission dates, even though we were key on the cut-off dates, we can admit students as close to the delivery date, the date of induction, as possible. So yes, so that although that date of induction is then finalised, we do take students right up until that date. All students are issued with a University of Bolton log-on and ID, so they become a student from that date of intake. And they would have that within their 4 weeks of induction. They would also get access to the Moodle. So the Moodle is the platform for delivery, and access to Zoom for the online talk programs as well. And that would all be done in the induction program. I think the thing that students need to remember is that this is a university programme. It is essential requirements prior to entry to that. So what we would need for that entry to the programme is a thoroughly completed application form. What we want to do is not set students up to fail. So what we need to do is make sure that they're eligible for that programme. So if they're following the level 4 and the level 5 diplomas, that is their entry requirements. But apart from that, we also need a thoroughly completed application form and any certificates to support that application, along with the transcripts for those. Again, an updated CV, and we also need the photo identification, which is really important to make sure that when a student's applying, we have that student ID in place. And for some applications, we may request an employer reference to underpin all of their study and their CV as well.
Can I ask, Denise, is that particular applications, or is that if they come in through a different route, for example, or is it just to support?
It's a University of Bolton application, right. So it's standard across all students, whether they're studying full time or whether they're doing a top-up programme.
Thank you. I think that was the last slide for yourself. Thank you very much, Denise.
Thank you.
That was really, really interesting overview there to see how the programme is run, and that there's a lot of support on there. I think that's a very frequently asked question that we get with regards to, with it being online, when students are used to having that classroom face-to-face experience for the first and second year. What is it like at that final year, the third year, and having that amount of support available in the time when they need it as well, I think is really important. Yeah,
it is. Thank you.
Thank you. So I'm going to talk about the level 7 diploma in business management now briefly, before I hand over to Andrea to talk about the MBA. So the background information on the level 7 diploma. So the NCC level 7 is postgraduate Ofqual regulated qualification, that helps students to understand and apply up-to-date management theory in practice, in marketing, in information strategy, project management, leadership and entrepreneurship as well. It's been created for graduates, so a business degree holder, and experienced managers as well. So students can choose how to study. So you can see here, there is an option, to study just the one unit, to get a professional unit certificate. And the kind of benefits of that really are around just choosing one particular area to focus on and master that as a specialism. It's short, it's focused, and it can be really helpful in terms of boosting an area of career progression, for example. Or what students typically choose to do is to study the full 6 units to get 120 credits to achieve the full diploma in business management. And so they get a choice of 6 of 8 units, and it's flexible, can study at their own pace, and they can then take those 120 credits and top up to the full MBA with Cardiff Metropolitan University. So why would you, or why do students choose to study the level 7 diploma in business management? Mainly because it's affordable and flexible. In terms of the costs of a full UK MBA programme on campus coming to the UK and all the costs associated with that, and they can be very high. It's flexible in so much as students can study part-time, full-time. There's elements of the programmes that can be studied online. There's some materials online, so they can study from home. Normally, students choose this to progress their career. So they may be in one position and want to move on to the next, or a new role, and they can choose to kind of start that career or advance the career that they're already in with this diploma. It's globally recognised by higher education institutions and employers across the world. And as we'll find out in a moment, there is that option to top up to the full MBA as well. So entry requirements wise, there are 3 routes for the level 7 diploma. As we mentioned, they can have an honours degree in in a business subject, so a business management degree from a UK university, or an equivalent award from a non-UK. We can have the combined route, so that means that their degree might be in a non-relevant area, but they have that work experience. And then the final option is for the management experience, so at least 5 years of senior management experience is required. And now I will hand over to Andrea, who's been patiently waiting to join us. Thank you, to talk about the Cardiff Metropolitan MBA Advanced Entry.
Thank you, Rebecca. I haven't provided some slides, so I'm going to talk through, but in fact, a lot of what Denise says, because we're a UK university, still applies. So we would need all those entry requirements, and actually we also need 2 references, so that's not optional. 1 academic, ideally, and 1 business related. I saw in the chat somebody had asked what if they don't have much work experience, and then perhaps 2 academic references might help, or a character reference maybe as the second. But we do need 2 references. And because they might be coming through your diploma, then maybe with the academic reference would come through NCC anyway. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we'd need then 1 other. But we also need the passport picture for probably the same reasons. And we also need all the certificates and transcripts and a CV and statement of purpose, so the full application. So when you come to us, we would be the last 7 months, essentially, and that's divided into 2 sections. There is the research methods, which is taught online, but again, synchronous teaching, because we want you to have access to the tutors. We don't just want you to listen to somebody in the background. If you miss a session, then yes, you can catch up on the recording. To be perfectly honest, I don't know who would listen to a 4-hour recording if they did not attend. So I would strongly recommend that you don't miss it, and particularly the induction, because the induction, as you say, gives access to everything. We teach on Teams, not Zoom, but otherwise we have Moodle as our learning environment, and you would have access to Moodle as soon as you get your ID and password. So much of what was said about Bolton applies to us too. And I suspect it's all because it's UK regulations, as much as anything. So we would have research methods as the first 20 credits, which you must pass to get on to do your research. Your topic, which is what you would come up with yourself, is your topic, your research. So although you are guided through classes in research methods, you are very much the driver for your research when it comes to the dissertation. We are here to support you. And if you look up any information about Cardiff Met, we've won over the last, I don't know how many years, good support for our international students. We also have won various other awards. I think Cardiff Metropolitan University is over 100 years old. I've been there 17 years, so not 100 years. It's the beginning. And prior to that, if for some background on me, then I've worked in business for nearly 40 years first, and I've had my own company for 15 years. So I've only moved into academia in the last 17 years. I think the switch helps me understand where most of our students are, because I've been there, I've done it, and I've been trying to work and study and so on, and it is difficult. I admire anyone who takes this on, but it's very rewarding if you do manage to complete. I should say we have about a 95% pass rate. Since we went online. Obviously pre-COVID, we were traveling out to various centres and doing a blended version. So some online classes, some in front of the tutors. We at the moment don't do that, but we're perfectly open to doing that again. Mm-hmm. And we've discussed it briefly with Rebecca. So at some point, maybe that would be of interest. Personally, when we had the people going out, the pass rate was around 98%. So there is obviously some difficulty with some people that they need to be in front of somebody. Mm-hmm. Our tutors are very flexible. They will meet over weekends and so on. Some of them, there's one or two who won't, but then that's because of their personal circumstances. But most of us will meet for one-to-ones at a time that suits us both when we're not tied up. We appreciate some of you may be a long way away and in a completely different time zone. I was speaking to a chap just on Friday who was in Mongolia, and he's going to have, so our classes, which run on a Saturday afternoon, are going to be at, I think, starting at midnight or 11 o'clock for him. So we had an interesting discussion about how he may attend or whether he will be attending them all in recordings. But I said the same thing to him. It's very difficult to listen for 4 hours. I did suggest he break it up at every half hour or so, because you can probably keep your attention that long. Yeah. But after that, it's difficult. So our main mission is to help you succeed. The whole university will be geared that way. You have access to our librarians. You have access to our IT department. You can download software that's readily available for you. So everything you need is there. And the only proviso I think I would say is seize the opportunity, grab it, and then make us support you, because you need to keep in touch with us and tell us how you're doing. I have to admit that we don't call you every week and say, how's it going? This is your study, your research, and you call us saying, I'm tied up at the minute, work has suddenly come in the way, can I have a break? All that kind of thing you have to manage, but we'll help you through. And if you need to take a break, you can take a break for a short time.
Because it is a postgraduate level.
Exactly,
yeah.
It is. So it is that extra level, isn't it? That we would expect people to now to manage their own time and seek help where they need it. But we're good at helping you, and that's what we're here for. And my job particularly is to look after this program. So that's all I do. Is look after the students that are here and try and help them through.
It's yourself, isn't it, Andrea, that the students would have an interview with upon application?
The interview
is
with me and the admin team, because they need to get some basic information. So they have a first few minutes with the admin team, and then they have an interview with me. Then they go into research methods, and actually I do the induction, and I also do the class on ethics and putting a proposal together. But we have other tutors who will teach the other elements. Yeah. And that way they get to meet a broader range of our tutors. There are 6 classes, so there are just 4 done by others, or one other, depending on how we do it. And then the dissertation, they would have a supervisor assigned. And that supervisor would then work with them till they submit their dissertation. But if they ever need any support, help, or they can attend graduation. In fact, we love it when you attend graduation, because it's meeting you finally and your families. We have great fun with the children who come, or the aunts, the uncles, whoever. It's a great day. So yes, we look forward to that part. That's our reward, to see you walk across the stage and get your degree.
Absolutely, it's a brilliant moment. It's lovely to watch as well. And just having a look, there's a question here regarding the synchronous sessions for Cardiff Met. So do we know, so are the times provided quite far in advance? As you mentioned, considering students in other time zones, that is the vast majority of NCC students will be in other time zones. So I take it the class times and schedules are shared before.
They are. They're usually shared at the time of the interview. However, that schedule is probably a draft schedule.
Okay. Yeah.
And it is confirmed when they get their enrollment details. The classes start usually between 3 and 7. So they run between 3 and 7 on a Saturday afternoon. But occasionally it might start at 4 for somebody's, organisation, because it is Saturday, it is the tutor's weekend. So sometimes things get in the way. Occasionally, I think only once in the last year, one class got moved to a Sunday because of something happening. But most of the time they are Saturday 3 to 7.
Okay.
That's going to change throughout the year for some people, because we have BST, British Summertime, here. Yeah. So sometimes you'll be so many hours ahead, and then you'll add another hour in the summer and not in the winter. So those kinds of things can get in the way. So we will always say, if it's GMT, which is Greenwich Mean Time, which is what we're on at the moment, or BST for British Summertime.
Okay. Thank you.
So you will know. And if anybody's got any questions at any time, they can always contact me anyway.
Okay.
So I am approachable.
Thank you. I think it's just for me to mention, really, with regards to sort of applications, obviously we have this arrangement, we have this kind of partnership with both WINC and Cardiff Met, so that students can apply through NCC. So we've shared the details of that application, the procedure that you both mentioned there, thank you, regarding the application forms and all the supporting documents that are required, and students can apply through the centre, through ourselves. So we provide, we've provided the application forms, provide the details and everything to centres to then for students to complete and get back to us as well.
That's great.
Yeah, really good.
Yeah.
Just having a look if there's any other questions. So I think you touched on this one regarding the work experience. So if students don't have work experience, how do they meet the requirement if Bolton asks for a reference from employer? Is that just regards to, could we have an academic reference?
Yes,
or,
so
yeah,
exactly the same as Cardiff. What we would ask for is an academic reference or two academic references.
Okay, thank you. And then the question here from Manishi, I could see logo of University of Sunderland as well on initial slides. Is that an option too? So Sunderland recognises the level 7 for progression. So they do have MBA top-ups. There are lots of universities that recognise that programme, but students go and they apply to those universities themselves. We don't have that same relationship that we're talking about here, where we're able to facilitate and those applications on the students' behalf. Okay, can't see any other questions. Are there any final comments from Denise or Andrea? Is there anything that you wanted to mention?
No,
nothing from me. But if there's any future questions, Rebecca, you've got our contact details. Yes. I'm sure. Yes, you will contact us. Yeah.
Absolutely, yes. And I think if there's students on the call, obviously get in touch with your centres with regards to this, with your nearest NCC Accredited Partner Centre. And any questions can come to us, and I'll be in touch with Andrea and Denise. But we will share the recording of today's session as well, so you can see the slides, and obviously all the information needed for the application will be shared as well. So I would just like to thank our guests. So thank you, Andrea. Thank you, Denise, for joining us and for the presentations. And thank you, everyone, for joining today. Thank you for your time. I hope you found this useful. Bear with me 1 second. Before I close, there is a hand raised here. I think I can allow the microphone. Professor Habib, can you hear me?
Yes. Hello. Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, it's very nice to hear the presentation from all of you. We enjoy learning a lot. Thank you very much for your efforts. We appreciate it. Actually, we are CIMA's center from Saudi Arabia. We are covering about regions in even some Gulf countries. We just need to learn more about the top up for the level 7, for example. As we heard from Andrea, thank you for your presentation. Should the student directly contact with the university with the level 7 certificate, for example, and filling the application, or they can come through us as a center, accredited center, with related to NCC Education?
Yes.
And what about the cost of the program? The cost, how much he should pay for the program? Thank you. And I have another question for Dennis, if you don't mind, after we finish level 7. Okay, Rebecca, or shall I say it again?
I'll answer the question regarding the level 7. Thank you, Professor Habib. Yeah. So students can apply through yourselves, through the centre, through NCC, and we will then make that application and forward all the details on to Cardiff Metropolitan University.
Okay.
Okay, so the students, they do have the option to apply directly, but the idea of this kind of arrangement that we have is that students can apply through NCC. So they provide all the documents to us, all the applications through yourselves to us, and then that's created an application, created the student ID with the university.
And it will be same for the top up for BBA, please.
Yes.
Yes.
That's correct.
Yes.
It's very great. Some students, they would like to join through the center because they keep in touch with us, and we have experience with other university. It's okay. We appreciate it. Thank you very much. But just we need the financial obligation. Maybe this between us and the NCC later on.
Yes, exactly. I think your business development manager will be able to share all the details on costs for both programs with you.
Yeah, very good, very nice. Maybe some of our students, for research students, they would like to visit the university during their study.
That would be lovely.
You welcome them?
Of course, we always welcome them. And quite often some of our students from all over the world come and just want to see us and see the building and so on.
Yeah.
And they can do that before or after or during.
Okay. Is there any specialization in level 7 with during doing the research? Because some students, they would like under business administration, specialize in marketing or in finance or in HR, something like this.
Exactly. You should, you come up with your own topic. So you find something you want to research and we'll help you shape it into a piece of research, but then you go off and you research it.
And the certificate will mention that he's a master's degree in business administration, marketing, for example, or only marketing?
No, not with us. Unfortunately, we're not able to show the specialty on the certificate. The certificate for us will look exactly the same as any other MBA student who has done the general MBA, if you like. Because you haven't done enough credits with us, we can't give you the pathway. So you would have to do half the credits with us in order to be able to do the pathway. And you're only doing 60 of the 180 with us. So unfortunately, we can't give you that pathway.
Yeah, it's very great. Thank you very much. It's really a very good cooperation between NCC and universities in UK. And we believe that NCC students, they are very qualified. As our experience, 15 years working with NCC, maybe more. And we found that our students, they are very humble to succeed and to get not only pass grade, they would like to also looking for recognized grade, and they're working very, very, very hard, challenging themselves and challenging the education system, which provided by NCC Education. Thank you for all.
Thank you, Professor Habib. Thank you very much.
Somebody else has a hand up, don't they? Or is that gone?
I think that's gone.
Right.
Yes. Okay. So I think I will wrap it up there. Thank you for the questions. And as I said, thank you to our guests for joining and providing the overview. If there are any further questions, any accredited partner centre staff that are on the call, please do reach out to your NCC Business Development Manager. They'll be able to help, as we mentioned, with the process, with costs, and give that information. And any questions that you have, we will be able to answer those later down the line as well. Thank you very much to everyone for joining us today, and I wish you a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you.
Same to all.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.